It's game week, Hoosier fans. Game week for the college football playoff. Let's go. How fired up are we? I know I'm fired up to welcome you to another episode of Under the Hood with IU Football, presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, a proud sponsor of IU Football. Reminder to get out there and visit your local Central Indiana Ford dealer today. I am Rhett Lewis, and I am joined today by a true playmaker. We are so fortunate to have had the services of Elijah Surratt this year. First year as a Hoosier and certainly making history this year. Elijah, welcome to Under the Hood, my friend. Glad to have you a part of the program here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Look, I got to talk to you, man. So I played at IU. I was a receiver at IU, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There, oh one
Yeah.
to oh five, and I mean, I think everyone that suits up competitively like has dreams of playing in the biggest moments, right? And you think it is a possibility, but I don't know that I ever truly understood the reality of Indiana playing in a college football playoff game like this. But this has kind of been your year, man, resetting the bar, resetting expectation. How would you describe this ride?
Man, it's been great. We set out our goal. Personally, I've had that goal on my goals list. I see it every single day, college football playoffs. But I mean, you really just go with the flow. You don't really think about it throughout the season. You're like, yeah, it's a possibility, but anything happens. But we're here. We're excited. The season's been great so far, and we're not ready to stop. We're ready to keep on going.
I mean, look, no doubt, right? And for you, it's been kind of a crazy journey, right? One that starts at St. Francis,
Mm-hmm.
finds your way to JMU, kind of buried on the depth chart to start. You work your way up, right? Find your way onto the field where you become a huge impact player. Now you're sitting here on the verge of playing in the college football playoff, man. Like, like
Yeah.
have you taken a second to kind of let that part of it sink in for you and where you're at?
Honestly, no, I need to. But a lot of people tell me I need to like because I don't really do it a lot, but yeah, not really. Once the season's over, I'm sure I'll finally sit
There'll be
down
time for that.
and yeah, and let everything go. But I've been on full go since the season started.
Good news is season doesn't have to end
Yeah.
after this game, right?
Mhm.
That's the beauty of being in a playoff environment right here. Hey, what's been Coach Signetti's message to you guys this week? As now you're fully in game week, right? It's no more like, all right, we've got this extra time to prepare. Like this is it. We're into it, right?
Honestly, it's been the same message he's been preaching since day one of fall camp. Just eliminate the clutter, control the controllables, and go out there and treat it like any other game. We know what's at stake, but they're a regular team just like anybody else we played, and we're gonna treat it just like that. Well, we
Yeah.
put the work in the week, and everything else to handle itself, and that's what he's been preaching. That's what I feel like we've been doing this past week and the weeks that we've had off leading up to this game.
Yeah. And look, I think you're a guy that obviously embraces challenge, right? That embraces, hard stuff. And, I think for a receiver, like you live for the one-on-one matchups, right? You live for the opportunity to win your individual matchup, to present yourself available to the quarterback, go make a big play for your offense, and you're going to have that opportunity. Anybody who's watched Notre Dame, like that they're going to bring some man coverage from
Yeah.
time to time. Like, what's your mindset when you get into those types of situations as a
Oh, that's
backer?
great. I mean, football, at the end of the day, it's a game of winning your one-on-one. So, they give us that. They run man basically all game. They have they switch ups, of course, just like any other team. But when they got third down, they gotta make a play. They're gonna go to man to man. And for me, that's what you want. You want to be one-on-one with someone and be working them all game. And I'm glad to have the chance this week to be able to do that.
No doubt. And look, I think we've all enjoyed, seeing the ways, in which you can get open and win your one-on-ones, whether that's, on those, kind of slant routes, quickly to get you the ball, go make a play, whether it's deep down the field. But one of the things that I love, because I know it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of chemistry, is watching you on those back shoulders with Curtis,
Yeah.
right? We see that quite a bit. Can you tell us a little bit about the work that goes into that to get on the same page with your quarterback in those types of scenarios, and then kind of the techniques that allow you to win on some of those types of throws?
Just reps, really reps since I got here day one. Just accumulating those over time. Really it's a feel. We talking. I'm telling them if he's high shoulder, if they want DB wants to get to that high shoulder, back shoulder's gonna be there all day. But if they want to play that back shoulder, just throw it over my shoulder, let me go get it. So just talking, we were just out, just got out of practice. We were working on those type of passes, just right after practice. So we're constantly working on it, constantly trying to find ways to get better at it.
No doubt. I mean, it's a constant process, right? And I think that's one of the things that's been fun to watch this year too is the growth within the landscape of the season. I think a lot of times, you kind of from the outside, there's the perception that all right, you put the work in during training camp, now it's time to just like go game plan and play. But there's an improvement
Yeah.
right within yourself that happens from game to game
Yeah,
as
really,
well.
really
Like,
practice to practice for real.
yeah,
Watching film, you think you had a good day in practice, and our coach is up there. Nah, you did this wrong. You need to do this better. So
right.
yeah, it's really, really every single day.
Yeah. Talk about your quarterback, Curtis Rourke here, and a guy like you who's come in and made an instant impact. He feels like to me like such a low blood pressure type of player, right? Like nothing really phases him. He's kind of like that level headed type of guy, which I'm sure you love as a quarterback. You go back and you see him, nothing. Your guys, whether it's a good player or bad, he's unfazed. How do you describe kind of his mentality and the way he approaches the game?
Yeah, even kill for sure. Not too high ever, not too low ever. We've had our adversity through the
Sure.
years, through this year, and he hasn't folded not once. You always guys that played a lot of ball. They're like that a lot. So I'm glad he's here, and yeah, he's a great quarterback to have.
Got a little bit of that killer instinct to him too, though,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
he?
does. You gotta have that killer instinct to be doing what he's been doing. So it comes out every now and then, but
Yeah.
nah, it definitely shows.
Let's look at this wide receiver group that you get to spend so much time with, each and every day. And man, I feel like there's so many different avenues, right, that you can go to when you got a group this talented to win those one-on-one matchups, to win, on any given route. Whether it's Miles Price, Miles Cross, Keyshawn, has been a big time player, and then Omar Cooper's got an Anderson Kobe, right, with that speed. Like, how do you guys kind of feel like you've come together as a unit and put yourselves in the best position to succeed?
Man, this is the closest group I've had since I've been in college, receiver wise, and that's not being a group of transfers. That's not very likely. A lot of times
Right.
people butt heads. Maybe some dude's not getting the production that he wants, but it's for real been all love since day one here. Good thing about us, we have different skill sets, so we all can play off each other. We got some fast dudes, we got some dudes who are route runners, all that. So it plays well into each other, and really, our personalities we're all different too. So it just makes it fun. And I enjoy being around them every single day. Really, truly do.
And tell us a little bit about your coach too, Coach Shanahan, who you get to spend the day to day with, and obviously sends in the plays, each and every game, and has been such a great piece of the offensive success, kind of setting the messaging and setting the game plan with Coach Signetti and Coach Sinceri. But what's Coach Shanahan like as a guy who has been there and done that as a wide receiver in college football?
Yeah, my dog, Coach Shannon. He cool for sure, but a little down to earth, but
Yeah.
he takes care of his business. He puts his time in. That's one thing I do say. He's in here early, leaves late. I tell him some nights, hey coach, you need to go home and get some sleep tonight, relax a little bit. But he's on go all the time, and he really cares about the game, and it shows in the way that he coaches us hard and the way he coaches everybody hard. So great coach, great dude for sure.
He loves ball, right?
Yeah,
And look,
great
at
great
the end of
ball
the
guy. Yeah,
day, like that's the common thread that binds, great teams. You got just a bunch of dudes that love ball. And so
yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees, right? It doesn't matter if it's up in South Bend in enemy territory. Like it's an opportunity to go play a game you love with guys you love and respect. And man, that's what this feels like to me. It's like an opportunity to kind of, man, it's just us, right? Like, let's go do this thing together as one.
yeah.
How do you kind of feel, and how have you kind of talked about that with your teammates as you go into another hostile environment like you've seen a couple of times this year?
Yeah, I've been talking to guys every day. Just keep having fun with it. Keep that chip on the shoulders. Everybody, people still are doubting us. We don't really care about that. We just focusing on us going into away territory. I love playing away games personally because it is just you. Everybody going against you. You can third down. You can silence the crowd, make a big play.
Oh,
We just been working really. We're hungry and we've been working. That's what I can say.
yeah. All right. Speaking of hunger, go get this win. Go find ourselves some Waffle House after. What do you say?
Man, I've been. You say you. I don't know if you heard me, but I said we need to build one here because we
We
don't
need,
got one.
hey,
That'd be a great spot, great late night spot to have, man.
Look, we're gonna get all the Indiana wide receiver alumni. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna find a
Absolutely.
way to get us together and find a way to get a Waffle House
Yeah,
up to
it's only
Bloomington. All
right.
right. Man, Elijah, pleasure to get to know you a little bit, man. To talk to you ahead of this big matchup. Appreciate you giving us some time here on Under the Hood.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you as well.
All right, man. That's going to do it for us here on Under the Hood with IU football. Hope everybody's going to get out there and try to make that trip up to South Bend and support the Hoosiers here on Friday nights in the college football playoff. Until then, we'll see you next time here on Under the Hood.